It happened. It happened again. This is a college football's independent national rebel outpost. And for 99% of the time, I do all that I can to treat it as such. But the blood that runs through me is maroon and it is gold. And it happened again. It's one thing for Greg the Cooler on his tiny national college football YouTube channel that nobody cares about. It's one thing for me to get everything wrong. You know, to say, I don't think your team's going to be doing that good this year. Or I think your team's going to be doing great this year. And I get it. Look, I have been Greg the Cooler for 4 straight years. Probably 5. Not going to be this year. Not going to be this year. But the systematic, automatic, it happens every year. The complete disrespect of my beloved Golden Gophers, it happened again. It's been happening all off season. It's happened again. Does anybody at ESPN watch college football anymore? Does anybody? Scathing, yes, yes. I love you. Like I love everybody that is in the PATC family. This is not your fault. Let me start off there. This is not Scathing, yes's fault. It's not Nebraska Cornhuskers' fault. It's not Lincoln, Nebraska's fault. It's not the state of Nebraska's fault. I think that Scathing yes knows what I'm upset about. Because I talk about it every single year. Every single off season I talk about this. And once in a while, somebody in the PATC family says, Greg, come on. The National College Football reporters, the outlets, they're not going to do that again in Minnesota. They're not going to do that again. Not after last year, not after the last 9 years. They're not going to do it again. They did it again. Look, you can find fault. Of course you can. You can rip on me. Look at my top 25. Right? Absolutely ridiculous, right? That's my top 25. Everybody's got a top 25. But I'm not ranking them on brand power. I'm not ranking them by brand power. I'm ranking them about what I think they deserve and a little bit of what I think they're where they're heading to. And I could be completely wrong. Jay Chapman, great. Tell Alabama and Oklahoma fans how it feels about having your team disrespected. Okay, but that's a there is a difference. Bruce Harris is now giving it to me. Look, it's just my opinion. You know, and I could be right, I could be wrong, but I'm not a part of this large college football media that is systematically rating one team above another, even though that one team has been so much better than the other team for the last decade. I got Oklahoma a little bit of a dip. I got Alabama a little bit of a... But it ain't systematic. It isn't like it's every year. I talking about? I wasn't going to talk about this. But I didn't even know I didn't even know this happened until the Golden Gopher put it in the X account, and somebody showed it to me, and I could not believe it. I literally could not believe what I just read. Nebraska versus Minnesota. I get it. I do it. Look. Nebraska has double the fan base in Minnesota. Nebraska has a much bigger brand than Minnesota. It's not even close. But when you're putting teams in tiers going into the season, not only should Nebraska not be on the same tier as Minnesota, they probably should not even be in the tier below Minnesota. Maybe 2 tiers below Minnesota, maybe 3 tiers below. If you're gonna make 20 tiers, ESPN. If you're gonna make 20 different tiers of the 138 FBS teams, you probably shouldn't put Nebraska on the same tier as Minnesota. You should probably not put them on a tier below Minnesota. Maybe 2 tiers, no more than 3 tiers below Minnesota. But you didn't even do any of that, did ya? Did ya? You put Nebraska in a tier above Minnesota. Every single off season, I sit in this studio and I'm telling everybody, I wonder how Nebraska's gonna win the off season over Minnesota again, because every single year they do it. All of them. On 3, ESPN, Josh Pate. They all rank Nebraska ahead of Minnesota. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that Nebraska has finished below 500 in Big Ten conference play for 9 straight years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that Minnesota has defeated Nebraska 6 straight times. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that the Minnesota Golden Gophers have won 9 straight bowl games, 7 under PJ Fleck. Nebraska has won 1 in the last, how many years? 10, 12? There is nothing that is done on the football field that would have you or anybody else have Nebraska on the same tier as Minnesota. But above Minnesota, I've had the very fortunate opportunity to communicate and to know the chatter behind the curtain. And let me just say, I sent this thing out to everybody in the last 40 minutes. I don't know what the hell you guys are. What is it? What is in the water at ESPN? I mean, you look at the S&P, the Gophers are going 4-8 this year. What the hell are you talking about? How? Again, I'm not trying to... This isn't Nebraska's fault, but come on. What are we talking about? What are we even doing at this point? You know what? The Gophers, and I said this, Minnesota, I think, was the worst, not a very good 8-5 team. I don't care what they were not good. The 8-5 team of 2025 was nowhere near the 8-5 team of 2024. But even that, they blew the doors off of Nebraska. Let me show you. And then we'll get to our program. Dave Hale, and I like Dave Hale. Okay, he does a good job. I follow him on X. He's been following me for years. He knows I'm not happy. What the hell are you guys looking at over there? Tier 1, the safest bets. And what really hurts, what really gets to me is I agree with pretty much all these other tiers, except the Minnesota thing is just wild. Greg is playing the victim card like the Big 12. Well, again, Al Bundy, we are the victim. This is not even a question. It's not even a question of who should be at a higher tier. But yet, somehow Nebraska is above Minnesota again. There's no metric. There's nothing in the last 10 years. I get it. None of you are Gopher fans. One of you is a Cornhusker fan. And you're saying, Greg, you're wasting our time. We'll get to the rest of the program. But I'm going to go through this. Gopher fans are... what is going on at ESPN? And the little general knows I was going to go off. She saw the artwork. I told her. She laughed. She knows that I've been talking about this for many, many years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the Gophers do to Nebraska. Nebraska's always going to be considered better than Minnesota. Tier 1, the safest bets. Indiana, Miami, Notre Dame, the Buckeyes. I agree with that. I think those are your safest bets. But I also agree that, Georgia and Oregon and Texas are right there. There's trust issues. Now, Dave Hale, now he does a breakdown of all these tiers. I'm not even going to read you the breakdowns. You can go listen and you can go read Dave Hale, this whole 20 tiers. Okay, you can do it. I'm not going to do it. Tier 3, maybe this is the year. BYU, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, USC Trojans. Huh? I have no problem with any of this. We're still here. Alabama, Michigan, Ole Miss, Utah. All right. Tier 5, always so close, but no cigar. Iowa Hawkeyes, Louisville Cardinals, Penn State Nittany Lions, the SMU Mustangs, the Tennessee Volunteers, the Washington Huskies. Tier 6, probably fine, maybe good, possibly mediocre. Clemson, Illinois, Missouri, TCU, Virginia Tech. Tier 7, on the come up. Auburn, well, that's questionable. But, new coach, whatever. Byron Brown, okay, whatever. Cal Golden Bears, I agree with that one. I think Kansas State's going to win probably 9 or 10 games. That's a good one. NC State, yes, I agree with that. Panthers, I don't agree with that. Virginia, maybe. And then you've got Nebraska. Then you got Nebraska. Nebraska, who lost their great running back, Emmett Johnson. Nebraska, who lost Dylan Raiola. And so many people think Nebraska has upgraded at the position with Anthony Calandria. I'm going to tell you guys something. That Nebraska's on the come up. The coach is on the hot seat, but they're on the come up. Nebraska is tier 7. What goes up must go down. Arizona, Houston, the Gophers, and Vanderbilt. So, once again, Nebraska is ahead of Arizona and Houston as well. It's just Skaven, yes, and every other Cornhusker, TH3, and all the others that watch this program. I love you, your program, whatever. But man, my goodness. What an abomination. Nebraska 7, the Gophers 8. In what world do you live in, ESPN? And here's tier 9. So you're saying there's a chance? The South Bowl, Toledo, San Diego State, North Dakota State, Navy, James Madison, Boise State. And then the last one I'm going to cover. Tier 10, it has to get better, right? Florida, Florida State, Oklahoma State, South Carolina, Syracuse. And I think it will get better for Oklahoma State and Florida State. Not so much for South Carolina or Syracuse. But, again, Nebraska at 7 and Minnesota at 8. Now, if you go look at the breakdown, Dave Hale does a good job at describing that Minnesota last year and I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And I said it all year long. The win-loss total, the Gophers were not as good as 8. They were not an 8-5 team. They were 8-5, but they got quite fortunate. But Nebraska, you had the easiest schedule in the world last year. You had your 5-star quarterback for a second year. You had Emmett Johnson, who is incredible. And you got your doors blown off by that not very good Minnesota team for the 6th straight time. You haven't finished above 500 in the Big Ten in 9 years. But none of that matters because, again, another off-season victory for Nebraska over the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And that is why I've got steam coming out of me. I am ready. I've never been this ready for a football season. I am warning every single one of you out there. I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at you. I have buckle up, brace for impact. Nebraska on 3, other teams receiving votes. ESPN, coaches poll in Minnesota is nowhere to be found. At the end of the season, we all know where Minnesota is going to be via Nebraska. Minnesota here, Nebraska here. Book it. That comes from Greg the Gold. All right, now let's get on with our program here. Let's get on with our program. I am all fired up. Roll the boat, baby. Roll the boat. Yeah, ESPN is a bunch of, ESPN, Greg, ESPN sees Minnesota as the Mississippi State of the Big Ten. And Greg, are you ready for the fair? I have not been to the Minnesota State Fair in I want to say about 42 years. 42, I think I was 16 the last time I went to the State Fair. Kansas State Tier 7. If you've got that big Nebraska N on your helmet, man, you can go 9 years. We've got Larry Andrick, $5 holler. Woo! We're going to get into that in a moment here. $5 holler Larry Andrick. My goodness. I do declare that West Virginia will run for over 3,000 yards this season. Wow. How many yards did West Virginia run for last year? Can somebody look that up for me? Can somebody look that up for me? How many yards did West Virginia run for over last year? Look, I have no interest in being with hundreds and hundreds of fellow Minnesotans at a fair. With all that cheese that they put on all their food. I have no interest in any of that, Tony, but I appreciate it. BYU football. BYU football. Mississippi State's going to beat Minnesota. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay, Larry Andrick. We are going to book that in. I don't know what the valuation point is, but let's talk about the I Do Declare. This live show, and we're going to spend most of the time on the I Do Declares and any other story that's coming out, but I wanted to talk about the I Do Declare World Championship that's going to happen this year. We have set up a game in which the PATC Einsteins can participate in. Today is the last day you can put an I Do Declare statement in. And we're going to go over the I Do Declares just real quickly on what has happened over the last 4 or 5 months, people putting their I Do Declare statements in. Your predictions. If you get your prediction correct, you get the points associated with your prediction. If you get your prediction wrong, you minus those points, those valuation points that is associated with your prediction. And by the end of the show tonight, that is your deadline to get your predictions in, as we have talked about the last couple of weeks. Today is the day. The night is the night. Hear how we started with the I do declare. Howard Cosell, I do declare. LSU and Ole Miss game viewership, 12 million or more. OBD done. Valuation of 3. Badgers win the Axe. Willie, 2-pointer. Illinois goes to the college football playoffs. Illini Ted, 4-pointer. Kiffin will win more playoff games than Ole Miss. Brooks, 1-pointer. Fleck will leave Minnesota to join Florida State before Minnesota's first college football play. And that would have to happen this year. Jacoba Cat, 5-pointer. All results have to come in to the affirmative before the end of the national championship game for you to receive those points. If not, you get reducted those points. The Pokes will go 1-1 versus Texas Tech this year. RT, that is a 5-pointer. So RT's predicting that the Oklahoma State Cowboys is going to go to the Big 12 championship game. The Tar Heels will make a bowl game. Preston from North Carolina, 3-pointer. Florida goes 8-4. Maynard, 4-pointer. ECU will upset Alabama. Kenneth, Pirate, Gator, Maynard, 5-pointer. Iowa State will go at least 6-6. The Big Gun Shop, 4-pointer. Clemson will defeat LSU. Cranky Tiger, that's a 3-pointer. So right away, Cranky Tiger is going to get 3 points or get deducted 3 points right off the bat of the season. Undefeated Miami and SMU in the ACC championship game. Maynard, that's a 5-pointer. Natty game, 2 Big Ten teams. Studzilla, 5-pointer. SEC's worst college football playoff record among the Power 4 conferences, Jimmy Austin, 4-pointer. Ohio State will win a Natty, Buckeye Greg, 2-pointer. Minnesota finishes below 500, all 12 regular season games. The evil Badger, Ryan Willie, 3-pointer. Dabo is the first big-time head coach to get fired. We're going to have to make that a first Power 4 conference because that is too subjective. But MBM, 4-pointer. Fickle will return to Cincinnati, fired by Wisconsin. It's all got to have to happen before the end of the national championship game. That is Grove, 5-pointer. Big Ten, 5 teams in the college football playoffs. Amazing Blue, 5-pointer. The American champion will make the college football playoffs. Maynard, 4-pointer. Bear Bachmeier wins the Heisman. Dave B, 4-pointer. The Gophers will win the Axe and the Pig. And that hasn't happened for a very long time. Buckeye Greg, 4-pointer. Dante Moore wins the Heisman. Noah Berman, 2-pointer. Big 12 team makes the Final Four. Jimmy Austin, 5-pointer. The Oklahoma State Cowboys versus the Florida State Seminoles in the CFB playoffs. Anywhere in the playoffs, MBM, 5-pointer. West Virginia wins 8 games exactly. Daniel Gygax, 5-pointer. USC versus Oregon. College football playoff championship. Amazing Blue, 5-pointer. Boise State will not be the G6 team in the college football playoff. Gold Black, 45, 1-pointer. West Virginia plays in the Big 12 Conference Championship game. Tazball, 5-pointer. Rutgers finished 12 or higher in the Big 10 Esmus Talks, 3-pointer. The Pac-12 clearly wins the G6 TV ratings. Jacoby Cat, 1-pointer. Hawkeyes score safety in pick 6 versus the Gophers. Jacoby Cat, 4-pointer. The Cyclones defeat the Hawkeyes. Stormy Cyclone, 3-pointer. I kind of like that one. 3-loss national champion. Chocobra, wow. There's going to be a 3-loss national champion. 5-pointer. Michigan State defeats Iowa State in a bowl game. David Hall, 5-pointer. Kansas wins the Big 12 championship game. Buckeye Greg, 4-pointer. Teron Dickens will start game for UNC. Preston from North Carolina. And he's already gotten that one wrong. So Preston is down 1 point. Number 37 has already come in as an incorrect I do declare. It only cost Preston 1 point. Teron Dickens transferred out of North Carolina. Oregon will go 12-0 regular season. Jimmy Austin, 3-pointer. Julian Sayin, injury. Won't start versus Michigan. Mr. Mazio, 3-pointer. Florida State defeats Alabama. Morris Simmons, 4-pointer. Indiana wins the Natty. Expansion crush, 3-pointer. Whittingham wins the Big 10 Coach of the Year. Bimba, 75-79, 2-pointer. West Virginia defeats Virginia. Larry Andrick, 2-pointer. West Virginia starts the season with 5 straight wins. Larry Andrick, 5-pointer. I'm telling you something. If West Virginia has a very good season, Larry Andrick is going to be your I do declare world champion. Number 45. UCLA makes the college football playoffs. Sosa, 92-48, 5-pointer. 3-loss team makes the college football playoff. Xmas Talks, we're going to give that a 2-pointer. Colorado finishes the Big 12 in the top 5. Arnegat, 3-pointer. ECU Pirates win the American. Maynard, 3-pointer. Indiana averages 18-plus point per game differential. Expansion crush. We're going to give that a 1-pointer. Dillingham wins the Big 12 Coach of the Year. Coop, 2-pointer. West Virginia makes a bowl game. Larry Andrick, 2-pointer. West Virginia wins at least 8 games. Larry Andrick, 3-pointer. Badgers won't score a touchdown versus Iowa. Jacoby Cat, 4-pointer. Iowa wins the Natty. Jacoby Cat, 5-pointer. So if Iowa does a tremendous, Jacoby Cat is going to win it all, or he might come in last. Badgers defeat the Hawkeyes by at least 10 points. Ryan Willie, the evil Badger, 4 points. Gophers lose to both Wisconsin and Iowa. Jacoby Cat, 4-point. North Dakota State will crack the top 25. Sergeant Moorhew, 1-pointer. Badgers beat the Gophers by at least 3 touchdowns. The evil Badger Ryan Willie, 5-pointer. The Irish won't cover the spread versus the Badgers. Willie, 1-pointer. Michigan leads the Big 10 in total rushing yards. Bimba, 75-79, 2-pointer. And Enos Williams runs for at least 1,400 yards. Ryan, the Irishman, 4-pointer. Indiana wins the Big 10 championship. Helmer Henderson, 2-pointer. Sooners winning the SEC championship. Coop, 4-pointer. Sooners winning the 2 college football playoff games. Coop, 4-pointer. Badgers having a rusher over 1,000 yards. Willie, 3-pointer. The Iowa Hawkeyes defeat the Iowa Buckeyes. Jacoby Cat, 4-pointer. Auburn finishes with losing season. Heartbreak, 1-pointer. Georgia wins the Natty. Big gun shot, 2-pointer. Rutgers will defeat USC. Jad Price, 3-pointer. Wisconsin will defeat USC. Ryan Willie, 3-pointer. The Big Ten will have a team in the Natty. SEC will not. Ryan Willie, 4-pointer. Northwestern Bowl eligible. Chris Kenny, 3-pointer. We're up at number 73. Northwestern upsets Penn State. John Grove, 3-pointer. BYU will sweep Notre Dame and Utah. Dave B, 4-pointer. Notre Dame defeats BYU by at least 21 points. Irish Ryan, 3-pointer. Clemson makes the college football playoffs. Mama Duck, Clemson Tiger, 3-pointer. Virginia Tech defeats Miami. Frank Pata, 4-pointer. Natty game is going to be 2 Big Ten teams. Marcus Williams, 5-pointer. Sorsby will not play 1 snap this year for Texas Tech. Now, Preston has already got that correct. And he was at -1 on prediction number 37. Prediction 79, he's going to get those 3 points. So now Preston is sitting at +2. +2. Arkansas defeats Utah. Razorback Elvin Gully, 4-pointer. Sorsby enters the NFL supplemental draft. He did not. The NFL did not allow him to. So Dave B got those -3 points. So Dave B is in last place in the I Do Declare World Championship, sitting on Friday, August 14th. Preston's at +2. Dave B is at -3. And I think the rest of you are tied for second place. Michigan makes the college football playoffs. Amazing Blue, 2 points. Oregon defeats Ohio State. Noah Berman, 1 point. UCLA wins 7 or more games. Studzilla, 2 points. Colorado wins at least 10 games. Expansion Crush, 5-pointer. Vanderbilt wins the SEC championship game. Buckeye Greg, 5-pointer. Clemson wins a college football playoff game. Mama Duck, Clemson Tiger, 4-pointer. Illinois makes the college football playoffs. Corey 34, 4-pointer. Houston wins Big 12. Numbskull News, 3-pointer. TC defeats Texas Tech. Numbskull News, 3-pointer. Texas Tech will not make the Big 12 college conference championship game. Numbskull News, 1-pointer. Colorado will make it to the college football playoffs. Jacoby Cat, 5-pointer. USF will go undefeated, 12-0. John Grove, 5-pointer. Wow, USF go undefeated. Oklahoma State will defeat the Red Raiders, MBM, 3-pointer. Michigan starts the season 9-0, and I did not have a point. I got to put that in. 9-0. For now, I'm going to put that as a 4-pointer. 4 or 5-pointer. Right now, I'll put it in as 4. Notre Dame joins the ACC as a full member. Frank Powder, 5-point. Now, that has to happen, just like everything else has to happen, before the end of the championship game. If it doesn't happen, that's going to be a -5-pointer. Gophers empty the trophy case. They lose them all, 0-4. Jonathan Weaver, 4-pointer. PJ Fleck will be fired by the end of the season. Ryan Willie, 5-pointer. Indiana will not make the playoffs. Cranky Tigers, 5-pointer. Wisconsin will win 3 of these 4 games. Penn State, Iowa, Minnesota, USC. Badger Bourne, 4-pointer. Kentucky will have at least 6 wins. Noah Berman, 2-pointer. Michigan State Spartans will win over the 3.5 game win total. Anthony Carlson, 1-pointer. We're up at 103. West Virginia plays the Big 12 title game. MF 1968 CB, 5-pointer. Wisconsin ranked at the end of the season. Ryan Willie, 5-pointer. West Virginia in the top 25 at any point in the season. Larry Andrick, that's a 4-pointer. The Buckeyes go 9-3 or worse. Bama 75-79, 4-pointer. The Buckeyes go 9-3 and make the playoffs. OBD Dunn, 5-pointer. The Gophers will win 3 out of the 4 trophy games. Gopher Dave Valinsky, 4-pointer. Mississippi State at least a 21-point lead at half over the beloved Golden Gophers. Hey Wabbit, 5-pointer. Florida State Wiesner scores over 20 touchdowns. Thomas Coker, 5 points. Florida State Uman Kroma scores more than 8 touchdowns. Thomas Croker, 1 point. Florida State Deuce Robinson scores more than 10 touchdowns. Thomas Croker, 2 points. Florida State wins 8 games. They save Mike Novell's job. Noman, 4 point. Wisconsin under the 6 wins loses to Rutgers. Espestox, 4 point. Posa or Catalano, 10 sacks or more this season. Ryan Willie, 5-pointer. Oregon wins the Natty. MF 1968 CB, 3-pointer. The Miami Hurricanes defeat Texas in the Natty game. Maynard, 4 points. California defeats Miami in the Natty game. Cal Bears, GR8, 5-pointer. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have 123 predictions from the PATC Einsteins. To do and I do declare, again, this is the last. This is it. You got to get it in before the end of the live show. It does have to come in on a super chat. All proceeds are going to the state of Minnesota, not the state of Minnesota, but the Special Olympics of Minnesota. And then at PATC, we will round out that number wherever it is. I'll report it. I'll show you guys the form and all that. We'll do it. We're going to do that in the springtime when we do the taxes. And we also will ship you the winner, the college football world champion. We are going to send you a trophy from societyawards.com. We've highlighted that before. And we're going to try to put your name or your handle on the trophy. And we're going to ship it out to you at our cost. You just got to be patient. I don't know, like, how long, like, if Cranky Tiger wins, I don't know how long it's going to take to get Cranky Tiger somehow on that trophy. And then we get your address and we'll ship it out to you. All right? So, tonight is it. After tonight's live show is over, it is over. The door is closed. And then we are going to enjoy marking it down on who got what right, who got what wrong on these bold predictions. We'll see who comes in first. We'll see who comes in last. And somebody can join the Cooler Club with yours truly after your predictions go up in smoke. All right. So, let me go through some very kind super chats and your comments. But tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. Larry Andrick has already put in one I do declare. I don't know how many points to give that because I don't know how many yards. 3,000 seems like a lot of yards, don't it? But I really do not know how to evaluate that yet. But we are going to get that in, Larry Andrick. We are going to get that in. Woo! We've got Cranky Tiger. My goodness, Cranky Tiger has done it. A gift and membership for MBM, Yogi Buck, The Architect, JM, Motivation, and The New Life all received a gift and membership by the Clemson Tiger, Cranky Tiger. All of you are knighted, officially knighted. College football's cloak and dagger. Welcome to the family. You can go to a library of episodes, watch all the episodes, including members only cloak and dagger. And when you get an opportunity for the 5 names that I just read off, please say thank you to Cranky Tiger in the chat if you got the time, for his incredible generosity. Cranky Tiger, thank you so very much for helping us keep the lights on and grow the channel, and your generosity to other members of the family. Very much appreciated, sir. Very much appreciated. And good luck, Cranky Tiger. Good luck on trying to be the first I do declare college football world champion. Cranky Tiger. Cranky Tiger. Rod Nix, 1,927 yards according to ESPN. Thank you, Rod Nix. That is West Virginia. Boy, 3,000. See, I'm just going to go ahead and give that a 5-pointer. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We'll give that a 5-pointer. That seems like a lot of yards. West Virginia runs for over jeez, 3,000 yards. I tell you what, though, if what did I? Oh, good grief. If West Virginia has a fantastic season, Larry Andrick is going to be your I do declare world champion. And I wonder why Larry thinks this could happen. Well, Cam Cook for one. He's going to run for a lot of yards. He's going to have to go well over 1,000 yards for Larry Andrick to get that correct. Michael Hawkins is going to run for some yards. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting indeed. Thank you, Cranky Tiger. I appreciate it. And then we got an I do declare. Oh, boy. From Cranky Tiger. The Clemson Tiger is giving the Hurricane an elbow here. I do declare that Miami will not win the ACC championship game.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Now, normally this would not, I would not be able to book this because it would not be bold enough. It would not be a one-pointer. But because Miami is such a heavy chalk, I'm going to have to book this. Because there is some boldness to what Cranky Tiger is saying. But then again, Miami has never won the ACC championship game. I am going to give this my oh my. I don't know how much I should give this. Part science, part art. Miami will not win ACC Oh boy, it's a 1 or a 2-pointer. I'm going to go with 1. I am going to go with 1. Unless I'm convinced I should go a little bit higher than that. Thank you so much, Cranky Tiger. I very much appreciate it, sir. Very well done. Very well done. Thank you for all your generosity in the show. And always. You've been doing it for a long time. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. We got the other Gygax. Best rushing season for West Virginia is 4,583 yards in 2006. Wow. I don't know. I'm going to keep it at 5-pointer. Wow, that's a lot of yards. Thank you, other guy. And Gygax, I appreciate it. A member for 30 months. You are officially knighted once again. College football's cloak and dagger. Thank you, Daniel Gygax. Very much appreciate it. Looking forward to your show tonight, College Football Mafia. I don't know if you're going to be on there, but you guys at some point are going to be making your predictions for week 0 games. And I know Daniel Gygax is going to be the chalk. He's going to be the favorite to win it all because he did it last year. He can do it again this year, especially when you're going up against those morons that you go up against, Daniel Gygax. The Mountaineer can do it again. He can win back-to-back College Football Mafia championships. Thank you, Daniel Gygax. Appreciate it. We got Mama Duck Clemson Tiger. Mama Duck Clemson Tiger, $5 holla. Mama Duck, Feinbaum has a mental breakdown when Dabo and Clemson make the playoffs. Yeah, that guy, he's got something personal against Dabo. I don't know. He's got something, there's something going on that's bigger than, I don't know. It's weird. It is weird how Feinbaum, how he talks about Dabo Swinney. You can say that Clemson hasn't been quite as good, and maybe Clemson needs a new voice for the leadership, and maybe Dabo needs to move on. You can say all that, but the way that Paul Feinbaum talks about Dabo is like, you know, trying to dig the hole and shoving Dabo in it. Something, I don't know. There's something in the water at ESPN. Thank you, Mama Duck. Thank you for the $5 holler. Thank you for your generosity. As always, I appreciate it. And I think that might happen. Now look, Feinbaum said if a Big Ten team won the national championship again last year, he would leave the country. So that did not happen. So, anyway, thank you, thank you, Mama Duck and Cranky Tiger and the other Gygax. Appreciate it. We've got Antoine Johnson comes in and lowers the boom. The Sun Devil has had enough. The Sun Devil has had enough. That's it. Everybody just shh. Antoine Johnson, I do declare that the Arizona State Sun Devils will win the Big 12 championship. My goodness, Antoine Johnson. All right, hold on, everybody. Hold on. We got Sun Devil representation. We got a little bit with Coop, I believe, in the I do declare. He's a Sooner Sun Devil. But this is, I think we got to go to the next board. Let's get it up on here. We've got ASU wins Big 12 championship game. And we're going to go A.L. Johnson. And I'm going to give that a valuation of 5 points. 5-pointer. So if Antoine Johnson is correct, if the transfer quarterback, Cutter Boldy, if Kenny Dillingham can work his magic with him like he did with Sam Levitt, and Arizona State wins the Big 12, Antoine Johnson might walk away with this with 5 points and win it all. I don't think it's going to take many points to win it because these are bold predictions. A lot of people at the end of the season are going to be like minus 25, minus 20, minus 35, I think. Minus 15, minus 14, minus 12. You're going to have a few people above zero. And if you can string together a couple predictions, or maybe just one, like Antoine Johnson, you can win the whole thing. Antoine Johnson comes in, thank you, with a $2 holler. Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it very much. We've got Bruce Harris, $5 holler. I do declare that Greg the Cooler will finish under 40% in his official picks this year. And then now the Gygax says, I'll take the under. I appreciate the $5 holler, Bruce Harris, but the only predictions are what happens on the football field or what happens in concert, like with the football game. Like OPD Dunn put one in that had to do with viewership numbers when it came to a football game. That's okay. It has to do with the football game. I'm not doing it on myself or other people. We got our prediction segment with Greg the Gold versus the PATC Einsteins. We do that every week. But I am not a part of this I do declare competition. It has to do with the schools, the conferences, things of that nature. We made that a rule at the very beginning. So I'm not able to book this, Bruce Harris. And by the way, I did go 92 and 94 last year. I was this close from being above 500. the PATC Einsteins, you all went 92 and 94. We tied. So you would get that wrong anyways, Bruce Harris. I'm saving you. I'm absolutely, but I know Bruce. Look, I get it. I'm not very optimistic about the Sooners this year. So Bruce Harris, I tell you what I'm going to do. If I can, you don't have to, I thank you for your generosity. If you want to put another super chat in, or if you just want to make it a comment, and hopefully somebody can tell me you made this comment. If you want to do an I do declare to rip on the Golden Gophers, go ahead and do it. I'll book it in, and you don't have to associate it with the super chat. All right? Get back at me. Throw an elbow at the Golden Gophers, and I will put that in. There's a lot of them in there in the I Do Declare competition. But I appreciate it, Bruce Harris. Appreciate it very much. Mine should be an I Do Declare, Greg. I can't do one on mental. It's got a mental health of Paul Feinbaum. Something, it has to be with the team or conference, something, it has to be related to what actually happens on the field. Thank you, Mama Duck, though. I appreciate it. I know you think Paul Feinbaum is going to have a mental breakdown, but I'm not able to book that in. Meant it as an I do declare. Thank you, Mama Duck. It is duly noted, but I cannot, there's no way that I can do you want me to put it as Clemson makes, I already thought I put it, I already thought we put you as hold on, and again, we're going to take time to do this because tonight is the last night. Tonight is the last night. We're closing up all the predictions after tonight because I gotta have time to get this to where I can score it easier. I'm trying to look for Mama Duck, Clemson Tiger. I think she already had a prediction. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Clemson makes the college football playoffs. So we got you down as 3 points there. So we already have that in. Clemson wins a college football playoff game. Mama Duck, what was the other one? Do you remember what the other declaration was? Oh, there it is. No, Clemson makes the college football playoffs, number 76. Clemson wins a college football playoff game, 87. All right, we got you in. We got you, Mama Duck. We got you. We got you in there. We're all good. We're all good. All right. We've got Larry Andrick. $5 holla. Larry Andrick, feeling very confident about West Virginia, the Mountaineers, and he's feeling very confident about his status in this incredibly important inaugural I do declare college football's world champion. Larry Andrick says, just send me the trophy and save yourself some time. Larry Andrick, thank you for the $5 holler. I appreciate it. Larry, you're either coming in first and second place is so far away from you, or Larry Andrick, you're coming in last and the second to last participant is so far away from you. So Larry, you are going to own everything, or you're going to be Larry the Cooler for 1 year, just like myself, for 4 years. So Larry, I'm rooting for you, Larry. I love you. You know I love you. You know I love you. But if you get these wrong, I'm going to have to deduct the points. Even though you're the legend from West Virginia, I'm going to have to make this fair. I'm going to have to deduct the points if Rich Rodriguez doesn't get West Virginia humming at the beginning of the season. Larry, I appreciate the $5 holler. Thank you so very much. Jimmy Austin. I don't know what to do with this. Member for 29 months. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate it. You are duly knighted once again. College football, cloak and dagger. So who led, was there a power forward wide receiver with more than 1,200 yards last year? Well, Jeremiah Smith had more yards 2 years ago, but I still think he I'm going to have to take a look at something here. Thank you so much, Jimmy Austin. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I thought. Jeremiah Smith did have over 1,200 yards. So did Malachi Toney. And those were the only two. Barquette with Mensah. KJ Duff is back as well. Deuce Robinson with Ashton Daniels. Could he get over 1,200? All right, we're going to book this in. I don't know how many valuation points you should get. It's not easily done. There's only 2 power forward wide receivers that did it last year. So, what is everybody thinking? I think we're going to have to give you a 1-pointer. 1-pointer, I believe. But that's a good one. That's an interesting one. All right, we're going to go with that. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it, sir. I love the creativeness of it. It's just bold enough to get a one-pointer, but I don't think any more than that. But again, it's one of those one-pointers that you can pick up and possibly win the whole thing with. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it very much. We've got Mama Duck. Yeah, we got that, Mama Duck. Buckshot Kid. I do declare a G6 school will win at least one college football playoff game. First of all, I love it that the Buckshot Kid is in the house and that he's in this I do declare a world championship. We are going to put that in, and that is no doubt a 5-pointer. A G6 school has not won a playoff game. So that is definitely a 5-pointer, and I'm loving it. That is boldness, ladies and gentlemen. That is absolute boldness. And wouldn't it be something if a G6 team won a playoff game and Buckshot Kid wins the world championship because of it? G6 team wins playoff game. Wow. Wow. Buckshot Kid, that is a 5-pointer. Very nice Buckshot Kid. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We've got Jimmy Austin with a gifted membership. Wow, thank you so much for the generosity, Mr. Duck. I appreciate it. A gifted membership to Go Blue 636. Both of you are knighted. College football cloak and dagger. Go Blue 636. You can go to our library of episodes, watch all the episodes, including early peak cloak and dagger member episodes. I appreciate it so very much, Jimmy Austin, for your generosity. Thank you so very much. Go Blue 636. Welcome to the family, and if you get an opportunity, Go Blue, please say thank you to Mr. Duck, Jimmy Austin, an incredibly generous and kind man. And he might be the first I do declare college football's world champion. That might happen. That might happen. We got Cranky Tiger. Thank you for the $1 holler, Cranky Tiger. I appreciate it. Although it was retracted, so maybe it did not go in, but I do appreciate you anyways. Evil Badger, $5 holler. The Evil Badger has come on in here. Yes. Yes. The optimism keeps flowing. The Evil Badger. Great. Wisconsin went from $5 million to $25 million in NIL this year. Woo! Wisconsin was only at $5 million last year. Because if they were only at $5 million last year, yikes. All right, so everything should... Now, where are they spending that money, though? They did not spend all that money on Colton Joseph, did they? They did not spend all that money on Abu Sama, did they? Very interesting. Those linebackers? Sure. I can understand that. Thank you, Eva Badger. Thank you for the $5 holler. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We got Cranky Tiger. $5 holler. Oh my gosh. Cranky Tiger's trying to crank me up. Cranky Tiger's gonna try to crank me up. Just for kicks and giggles, I do declare that North Carolina wins more games than Minnesota. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Man. I can't believe it. Cranky Tiger was having such a good evening. It looked like Cranky Tiger might become your inaugural I do declare college football world champion. But not anymore. The dream has just died, ladies and gentlemen. Now it is a wide open race. Cranky Tiger. UNC wins more games than Gophers. Cranky, how can you do this to me? My goodness. All right. We'll find out together. Now, according to the sports books, the win totals are not all that far off. So I will give this a 3-point evaluation, Cranky Tiger. 3-point evaluation. If you get it right, you get 3 points. If you get it wrong, it is minus 3 points. All kidding aside, Cranky Tiger, thank you so much for your generosity, for all the fun that you give us to this program. And that goes for all of you. I should thank you all of you for giving us all so much fun as we do this program on a daily basis. I got to do better in saying thank you to all of you for the entertainment that you give to me and everybody else. So thank you, Cranky Tiger. Appreciate it very much. Appreciate it very much. Gold Black 45. Cloak and Dagger for 25 months. I appreciate it, Gold Black 45. Appreciate it very much, sir. I do declare that no SEC starting quarterback would finish in the top 3 of the Heisman voting. Wow. What do I give that? I mean, I've got Trinidad Chambliss number 1. I've got Archie Manning number 2 in my Heisman watch list going into week 0. I got an SEC quarterback at number 1. I got an SEC quarterback at number 3. And Gold Black 45 is saying, I do declare that no SEC started quarterback will finish in the top 3 of the Heisman voting. I got 2 of them in there right now. But it is difficult to get to the top 3. And you got Gunnar Stockton. Sam Levitt is, well, you're all going to find out how good Sam Levitt is. He's great. Sam Levitt is great. Gold Black 45, your LSU Tiger quarterback. You know what? I'm going to give this a 4-point valuation. I think this is incredibly bold. Even though it's very difficult to get a top 3, SEC's got too many good quarterbacks. I said this at the beginning of the season. This is why I think the SEC gets off the mat. They're going to get a team in the championship game. And they very easily could win the whole damn thing. Texas, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss. You've all got quarterbacks. Gold Black 45, I'm going to book this in. Very bold prediction. Wow. Woo! No SEC QB will finish top 3 Heisman voting. Wow. There's just too many great quarterbacks. I'm going to put a 4 on that, I think. Thank you, Go Black 45. I appreciate it. Wow. That's a little bit of a stunner. Yogi Buck, I'm back to 2012. Ooh, Yogi Buck coming in with the info here. I'm back to 2012, and it's never happened less than 1,200 yards. You're talking about there's no power 4 wide receiver, that there's never been a season. Is that what you're talking about, Yogi Buck? Give me a yes on that. There's never been a season back to 2012 that there hasn't been a power 4 wide receiver going over 1,200 yards. One ranking is way off. It's a 5. However, we are doing less plays now. There's less plays per game now. There's less opportunity to get yards. Correct? The clock keeps running on a first down. For one example. Whoo, boy. Jimmy Austin, I'm going to change that to a 3. We're going to do the old compromise. Yogi Buck says it's more games. Jimmy Austin demands a recount. All right. I'm going to go to 4. I'm going to go to 4. Jimmy Austin says he'll take 4. All right. I appreciate it, Jimmy. Yogi Buck, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, Yogi Buck. Thank you, Yogi Buck. I appreciate the help. And Jimmy, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, Jimmy. All right, we got more stuff going on here. Hold on, everybody. Give me a moment to clean up. Again, this is the last night of I Do Declares. We've been doing it all off season. And the door shuts after this live show is over. Somebody's going to be the winner. You know, somebody is going to take home the world championship. And then somebody's going to be declared the PATC cooler. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I've been Greg the Cooler for 4 years, and just let me tell you, it's been incredibly enjoyable. I have loved every moment of it. So, one of you are going to be the cooler of PATC. And one of you is going to be the world champion. One of you is going to be the world champion. A duck. Thank you, Yogi. Yep. Great job, Yogi. I appreciate it. Whoops. What am I doing? What am I doing? Hold on, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I do appreciate it. All right. Bruce Harris decides not to throw an elbow at the Golden Gophers, but to give the Red Raiders some flowers. Holy smokes. Texas Tech will win all regular season games by 10 or more points. Yogi Buck, I'm going to need help on this. What? I think they're favored to win every game by more than 10 points. Aren't they? Is there a game on their schedule right now that they're not favored by more than 10 points? I don't know if that can be a one-pointer or not. Can that be a one-pointer? Is there a game on the Red Raiders schedule that they're not favored by more than 14? Oh, let's see here. Oh, Houston. That's at home. All right. All games double-digit Tech's favor. Okay, Bruce Harris, I'm going to give you a one-pointer on that. Because you have been so kind to me. You love my singing. You call me Greg the Gold every single day, and I appreciate that, Mr. Sooner. We are going to put that in. All right. All booked in. All booked in. I appreciate that, Bruce Harris. Appreciate it very much. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. We've got the Evil Badger. Holy smokes. $2 million on Colton Joseph? On the Old Dominion quarterback? No way. What? $2 million? Luke Fickell gave Colton Joseph $2 million? In the Sun Belt Conference, Colton Joseph did not complete 60% of his passes, and he threw 10 interceptions. He threw 10 interceptions in the Sun Belt. He could not complete 60% of his passes either year. He ran for a lot of yards. He ran for over 1,000 yards. Congratulations. Try to do that in the Big Ten. Holy smokes. All right. I duly noted. I cannot wait for the season to start. Colton Joseph and Anthony Colandrea, these are the quarterbacks in Nebraska and Wisconsin that the Big Tens should be fretting over, should be scared over. You know what? I apologize. I'm going to have to make I made an apology yesterday to all the Michigan Wolverine fans because now suddenly I think Michigan is going to be pretty good this year. I've been dogging Michigan, and I made an apology to all the Michigan fans across PATC family. Now tonight, I got to apologize to all the SEC fans. If you are a school of an SEC, if you're a fan of an SEC team, I apologize. Because I've been starting to dog the SEC, and I've been saying, look, the top of the conference, not as good as the top of the Big Ten. But I don't think the middle of the conference is as good as the Big Ten. But I'm starting to think maybe that's true. Because I'm thinking Colton Joseph, Anthony Colandrea, whatever I was throwing out there, Jeremy Helinski or the other dude, I owe SEC country my deepest apologies. And that is why this year it's going to be different. I'm not going to be Greg the Cooler. I'm going to be Greg the Gold because the fat guy from Minnesota is now nimble. I'm not stuck in my ways. I can adjust on the fly. $2 million for Colton Joseph, Anthony Colandrea, Jeremy Helinski, Aiden Charles for Northwest. What are we doing, Big Ten? What are we doing? No. I apologize to SEC country. Thank you, Eva Badger. Thank you for the $2 holler. I appreciate it. I hope it works out. I hope, Evo Badger, listen to me now. Listen to me. I'm rooting that Colton Joseph makes it to the season, had a good year, and he's ready to go to play against the Golden Gophers on Black Friday. Let's go, Ryan Willie. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We've got the Eva Badger $5 holla. I do declare that Manning won't be a Heisman finalist. Woo! Okay, I will book that in. I will book that in. But that's going to be a one-pointer. Bold and just bold enough. And I'll make that a one-pointer. Thank you, Eva Badger. Thank you for the $5 holler. I appreciate it, sir. Appreciate your generosity, your kindness, and your friendship. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. And go beat. I can't say that. I can't say. Thank you, Eva Badger. Thank you for the $5 holler. Did I get something else wrong here? Or is that old discussions on my valuation? Did I get something wrong? We got OBD done. Massive super chat. Massive super chat. $25 holla, and I do declare, OBD done, I do declare that when the CFP puts one SEC team in each section so they don't play each other until the Final Four, then the SEC will have all four positions at the end. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it. And by the way, Ryan Willie, I do not have, I don't have any more spaces to type it in. So Ryan Willie, OPD done, and anything that comes here in the last 20 minutes of our program, I will get it booked in. They'll be on the next screen. I just don't have that next screen ready. So Ryan Willie, I promise you, I will get your I do declare in the books. OBD done, I promise I will get your I do declare in the books. Having said that, can I just say OBD done and let me know in the comments section? Can I just say that the SEC will have all the semifinalists? Can I do that? There'll be an SEC team. All four semifinalists will be SEC teams, and I'll make that a 5-pointer. OPD done. Let me know in the chat if that works for you. No problem. That's cool. Okay, OPD done has been booked, and it is a wild one. It is an absolute wild one. OPD done is declaring tonight with about 15 minutes left to go on the clock for everybody to get their last I do declares in. I do declare that when he's declaring that all four semifinalists are going to be occupied SEC team. SEC team is going to have all four semifinalists in the championship game, and then the champion's going to be the SEC team. If the Southeastern Conference pulls that off, they will reclaim the crown, the undisputed crown of the very best college football conference in the nation. To have all four semifinalists be SEC teams. Now you could not, and OPD done, so you could have 5 SEC teams in the playoffs, and if one get knocked off, not a big deal, right? So we're because you're saying 4 semifinalists, all 4 SEC teams. consider that book. Thank you for the massive super chat, OPD Don. Thank you for your kindness. Again, all the help you've given this program. Very, very humbled. Thank you very much. Wow. OPD Don. Did he win it? Did he just win it with that? Because he's got other ones in the competition. Or did OPD Dunn just lose it with that one? 4 SEC teams in the semifinals is a dream scenario. Well, I think Texas can get there. I think Georgia can get there. I think LSU can get there. I guess Ole Miss could get there. Ole Miss to me is, I got them on the bubble, and I got Ole Miss making the playoffs at 9-3 or 10-2. Woo, boy. Hold on, everybody. I have not checked the news. I've got a lot of messages sent my way. Hold on, everybody. Just let me take a look here. Here is from the Big Ten Huddle. Friends of the program. Does a great, JR has a great college football YouTube channel. Top 10 most impactful Big Ten fall cap injuries. Killian O'Connor, the starting center of USC. Big Ten Huddle has him number 1. Zaire Mathis, which we talked about yesterday, just a brutal injury for Maryland. He's out for the season. Kevin Haywood, we don't know how long he's out for. He's supposed to be the starting offensive tackle for Wisconsin. Keelan Fox, tight end Purdue. Hudson Clement, who caught about 30 balls last year, and I don't know how severely injured Hudson Clement is. The Illinois wide receiver room doesn't have. I don't really think they have. I don't think they can afford to lose Hudson Clement, so that's a big one. Safety Jeremiah Cooper. John Nestor from Minnesota, he's gonna be okay. His hand is in a cast, but he's practicing, and he's gonna be okay by the start. Emerson Mandel, Wisconsin, he's supposed to be back at some point. Again, he is the left guard. Kevin Haywood is the left tackle. Gabe Burkle, tight end, Penn State. And Mr. Daniels, Radder Daniels, defensive back of Purdue. So there is some news that we have not been covering here at Peek Around the Corner today. Today has been an I do declare type of, because this is the last one for the off season, for the year. Jose, Bob Thompson, change of control provisions give the NFL the option to open and amend deals. CBS and NBC are both likely to change control prior to 2029, given previously announced sales spinoff deals. Yep. So that's going to give the NFL the option to break it open. Their current media package with both CBS and NBC. Not Fox at this point. Stormy Cyclone. Looks like the injuries still follow Matt Campbell around. Cyclone giving Campbell a little bit of an elbow there. DeFi Terps does not like the Zaire Mathis news. Why is the Gopher mad? Let me show you, Stormy Cyclone. ESPN put Nebraska Cornhuskers in the 7th tier. They put teams in 20 different tiers. Nebraska is 7, on the come up. Minnesota is 8. What goes up must come down. Once again, during the offseason, Nebraska has defeated the Gophers during the offseason. They got a bit higher win total in Vegas. They're getting other teams receiving votes in ESPN. On3 has them ranked higher than Minnesota. SP Plus has them higher than Minnesota. Everything has Nebraska better than Minnesota. Everything. Even though Minnesota is going to finish higher than Nebraska. Even though Minnesota has beaten Nebraska 6 straight times. Even though Nebraska has not finished above 500 in the last 9 years in Big Ten Conference play. Even though Minnesota has finished above 500 for most of those years. Even though Minnesota has won 9 straight bowl games and Nebraska has won 1 over the last I don't know how many years. Once again, the wisdom of ESPN, looking at the brand, has Nebraska higher than Minnesota. It happened again. And the fat guy from Minnesota is not happy at all. I mean, what do we have to do? Well, you know what? This year in 2026, we're going to make it real clear to everybody, including ESPN, On3, everybody else. Minnesota big time season. Matt Rule, good luck to you, sir. Good luck. Greg, you're whining now. Scathing yes, Mr. Cornhusker in the house. This is why you're so cold, Greg. If I'm cold, BYU football, if I'm cold by stating this, how cold is the National College Football's reporters, outlets, media, when every single year they say Nebraska's going to have a better year than Minnesota? If I'm cold, how cold are they? And they're going to be shown to be cold once again. Book it, BYU football. Book it. All right. I do want to thank everybody here for joining us, getting your last I Do declares in. This is it. This is the last of it. Larry Andrick, thank you so much. Cranky Tiger, the other Gygax, Mama Duck, Clemson Tiger, thank you, appreciate it. Antoine Johnson, Bruce Harris, Larry Andrick again, Jimmy Austin, Mama Duck, Clemson Tiger, thank you very much. The Buck, Shot, Kid, Jimmy Austin, Eva Badger, Cranky Tiger, Go Black 45, Bruce Harris, Eva Badger, and the one and the only, the purple and gold OBD Don. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you joining us here today. Look, I think this I Do Declare competition is going to be a lot of fun. As the season goes on, we are going to give you all points, who's in the competition, and we're going to take points away. We're going to have a leaderboard. It's going to be hard to follow, but we'll get through it together. And somebody is going to become the college football I Do Declare world champion. And one of you is going to become the I Do Declare cooler of the world. And I cannot wait to find out what happens. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. This Saturday and Sunday, we will get back to talking college football, what has happened currently. It's nice to take a little break. Tonight was all about the I Do Declare competition, and I was angry. I'm okay now. I'm over it. The fat guy from Minnesota is. I have vented. I want to thank you all for listening to me. I want to thank the little general for listening to me. I want to thank Skaven Yes for taking it in the way that he did. But it's got me even more fired up for this year. I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to start making picks against the spread as a family when we put the polls up on the games? What we do when we put the poll up and you got to vote on who you're going to take? Are you ready to accept Greg the Gold? Because you all have been very kind. Well, not kind at all. But you have taken a lot of entertainment in with Greg the Cooler. Are you ready to accept Greg the Gold? Because it's happening. I'm going to be wearing gold all season long. This is it. This is the year. It's going to happen. Greg the Gold, Minnesota Golden Gophers. It's all happening in 2026. I hope you stick with us. I think we're going to have a magical ride here. The SEC, my goodness. Texas, LSU, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama, and Oklahoma. Are they going to make me look foolish? I don't think so. It's going to be a lot of fun. Big Ten, the Buckeyes, very difficult schedule. Michigan, very difficult schedule. Penn State, not too bad at all. Wisconsin, not too bad at all. The Oregon Ducks are absolutely loaded. Indiana is your defending and reigning Big Ten and national champions. And then you've got the Big 12. Whoever comes out of the Big 12 has got to win a playoff game. Superman Bear Bachmeier or the guy coming off the bench, coming off an injury, Will Hammond with that incredible backfield, that incredible defense. Utah Utes, are they finally going to give an elbow back to the BYU Cougars? What about the Houston Cougars? Connie Wegman and Amari Thomas sitting there with the gentleman Willie Fritz. And then the ACC. Everybody's got Miami. Everybody's got Miami. Everybody's got Miami. But does Miami have Miami? The Miami Hurricanes have never, ever, ever, never, ever, never, ever have won the ACC championship. South Carolina Gamecocks have more ACC championships than the Miami Hurricanes. And South Carolina's not even in the ACC anymore, and they haven't been since the early 1990s. This has got to be it for the Hurricanes. Win the ACC championship game, get a first round bye, and they're going to be a difficult out because they may have the best quarterback in the land, Darren Mensah. So I want to thank you all for joining us during the off season. We got a little bit more to go. Week 0, then on to college football. We got 5 straight days of college football, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday in week 1. And I'm going to be doing watch parties throughout those 5 days. So get yourself ready. Get yourself ready, and let's go. Until next time, from all of us at PATC, to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. And as always, God, family, oh yeah, and your beloved Minnesota Golden Gophers.